with Chord Overstreet.
How's it going? How are you?
How are you?
Good.
He just dropped a new single, Homeland, in August, and he's come to kind of talk about it, what he's been working on lately. I've listened to the single.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan.
Thank you very much.
You're from Tennessee.
Yes.
You moved to LA. I'm from Texas. Moved to New York.
So.
I feel like it just kind of resonated with me. Missing that place where you kind of have the familiarity of home, kind of something more low key.
Yeah.
Is that what is it literally about Tennessee and growing up?
Yeah, it's kind of what inspired me to write the song is I was kind of going through sessions in the studio every day, and I was homesick one day and was kind of thinking about where I kind of learned to drive with my dad and kind of where I grew up. And last time I went back there for like Thanksgiving, everything had kind of was dated back to when I was growing up, so it was kind of like a little time machine where it hadn't really changed. And so I thought that was kind of a good way to kind of a good first look to introduce who I really am and kind of where I came from. And so that's kind of what inspired the song.
Yeah. You have a very musical family, correct me if I'm wrong.
I do,
right?
Yes.
And even your name is musical, guys. Chord. I love it. I think it's
Thank you very much.
Have you still never met another Chord?
I have not met another person named Chord, not yet. At least not spelled the same way.
Right.
But yes, my dad is a country music songwriter, and he's been doing it for like 42 years now. So I kind of grew up kind of learning the ropes from him and writing with him and singing, and I was fortunate enough to I came out to LA and started acting, and I was fortunate enough to work on a TV show where music was incorporated in singing and performing, and so it was kind of like my own little version of college.
Yeah.
And so it kind of like, put me through the ringer as far as an intense crash course in performing, so.
Yeah. What is one of your favorite musical memories growing up?
So my dad has a story of me where he used to play all these concerts and shows, and we'd go on the road with him sometimes. And he would always bring his kids up on stage and kind of introduce us at the shows. And he introduced me up when I was like 3 or 4. And he's like, "Come on out!" And I had these cowboy boots on and like a huge belt buckle, and there was like kind of like a runway at the end of the stage, and I was supposed to go up there and stand next to my dad, and I walked right out past him on the runway.
Stop.
And I struck a pose, and the whole crowd went nuts, and that was like probably one of the funniest. I didn't really even know what I was doing at the time, but it's probably they got it on video, and it was probably one of the funniest things. So.
That's hilarious. You're a natural performer. You have no.
Apparently so. Yeah. I was just kind of wired to do that.
Yeah. I can't imagine being 3 or 4 and upstaging my dad.
You know what? It was just, I guess it was meant to be.
Guess it was meant to be. What was it like writing this song? What was the experience like? Did you write it in Tennessee?
No, I wrote it in Los Angeles, actually. But writing the song was really a quick process. I mean, there's some songs kind of feel like they just kind of like fall out of the sky into your lap and you just kind of run with it. And some songs are a little more of an effort, but this was one of those ones to where I sat down and started writing it, and the producers that I was working with, kind of messing around with the music part of it, and I was like, all right, guys, I think I got the first verse, second verse, chorus, bridge. Within like 15 minutes, it kind of just like came up because it was
15 minutes.
It was just all from experience, so it was just kind of very easy to tell that story.
Wow, that's insane.
They aren't all that easy.
Yeah, wow.
But that was the exception for that one.
Wow. Guys, if you're just now tuning in, I'm with Chord Overstreet. We're talking about his new single, Homeland. Came out in August. You can look it up on YouTube. What else?
Spotify, iTunes, any new technology.
Any new technology. He's from Tennessee and lives in LA now. What is that like? Or you do live in LA, or you?
I do live in LA. I mean, the humidity is non-existent compared to. I was down there for the week. We just filmed the video for Homeland down there last week, and it is night and day difference as far as humidity goes.
Yeah.
When you walk outside, it's just like mosquitoes,
Just
bugs everywhere.
wet.
Very, very humid, yes. But I live in Los Angeles now. I love it there. I mean, Nashville's always going to be home, so I'll probably end up, splitting my time between LA and Nashville.
Yeah.
Actually.
Do you feel like it's different in like a superficial way, or have you been able to enjoy it?
I think the people in the South are just generally
Better. Just kidding, guys. Kidding.
I grew up around the Southern kind of mentality, and so I mean, I'm just used to that. I don't think it's like it's just kind of like they just are a little different.
Yeah.
But I think you could go anywhere like New York or LA or anywhere, and you find great people.
You
So
do.
I
Gravitate toward them.
definitely think the Southern accent makes people seem nicer.
Definitely,
But
for sure. I think so. I'm associate beauty editor at Cosmo, so I just have to ask you about your hair.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so great.
Oh, thanks.
You decided to grow it out.
Yeah, I just haven't cut in like 2 years, so I was just
You're just like,
gonna let it go.
so you literally woke up like that.
Yeah, I woke up like this. I kind of just
No
there's really
product
nothing
or anything.
there's really nothing you can
Wow.
do to either wear it back or
Yeah.
just let it go.
Do you man bun it sometimes?
I do that when I'm walking and it's really windy, so I get like hair in my mouth, or when I'm eating or like brushing my teeth. Or,
I always get so jealous. I walk down the street and I see guys with better like man buns than I have, but you know
I
what
haven't
you do.
figured it out. I always find there's like clumps and
Clumps.
stray hairs going all sorts of different ways, but.
Nice. So guys, if you have any questions, make sure you're leaving them in the comments. Asha, if you see any, shout them out from fans.
Yeah. So speaking of hair, every other comment is about someone saying how much they love your new look.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Someone thinks you're kind of resembling Thor, which I think is a
Oh,
really
I
great
can see that.
compliment.
I got that in the gym the other day from one of the guys who works the counter. He's like, "Oh, you look like that guy in Thor." I was like, "You know what? Anytime anybody says I look like a superhero, I'm just gonna take it and
Like,
run
yes.
with it." And so thank you. Just need to hit the gym a little more to get that that Thor look. But thank you very much.
We've got
and-
sorry.
another question.
We've got a question from Tanner. He wants to know if you're going to be doing any movies soon. Speaking of superheroes.
Right now, I've just kind of after working on the show for 5 years, I kind of got a window to where I could just focus on music and get it done. And it's been my priority for the last 2 years to just take the time and really work on making something great. And then once I get that kind of up and running, I'm open to anything that I really love reading or respond to. It comes my way. So I've just kind of been holed up in the studio for the last 2 years, and now once I kind of get that off the ground, I can move on to other things.
What are studio sessions like for you?
Studio sessions can be.
You're a late night person?
I am a night owl,
Yeah.
so I like to, I stay up till like 2 or 3 in the morning normally.
That's how I am. I don't write, obviously.
I just have a little bit of insomnia, so I've always been like a late night person. But studio sessions are kind of like, sometimes they're really easy and fun, and sometimes they feel like you're just hitting your head against a wall and trying to just rack your brain for different ideas. I mean, it's difficult when you're writing every day because you have less to say versus when you're going out and living and experiencing a lot of things you have more to write about. So when you're in the studio day after day, I think you need to get like a couple days and get out and just do something to kind of have some life experience. But
yeah, for sure.
it's if you love it, it's the best thing ever.
Is music your first love?
I would say that. I mean, I've just grown up around it. It's kind of just like second nature to me. I get more of a joy out of music. I mean, I get more of a joy out of performing just in general than anything. But music is kind of something that if I'm by myself or if I'm just kind of like doing, I just kind of just mess around on a guitar and write or play and sing. It's kind of it's just kind of just a natural, safe
Natural.
kind of.
You play a bunch of different instruments.
I can.
You can?
Yeah. Play drums, bass, guitar, a little bit of piano.
That's a lot.
I got a mandolin when I was like 3 or 4. I'm still kind of working on becoming a little bit better on that, but yeah, I do play.
Are you still trying to pick up new things? Or are you kind of like topped out at my 10?
I think I mean, I'm always interested in learning new instruments. There's some that are just never, you have to put in so much work to even be remotely good. It's just,
yeah.
At this point, it's probably not going to happen for me. But I'm always trying to pick
There's
up
still time. And you're on tour right now?
Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of shows on the Future Now tour with
Demi
and Nick.
And Nick, yeah.
And it's been really fun, just kind of like acoustic stuff. And now I'm doing a show tonight in New York at Rockwood.
Nice.
And then I fly back to Los Angeles tomorrow to do a bunch of other shows and kind of get back in the studio for another stint. So.
Yeah. How has the tour been?
It's been really fun. I mean, each show kind of, I feel like it gets, better and easier and just more fun. And on both ends of watching Nick and Demi and on just my kind of comfortability with just getting out there in front of like just really crazy wild fans.
Yeah. Do you guys have your own buses? Do you hang out at all?
Well, I've been kind of going on more select dates. So like, sometimes I'll ride the bus with Nick, or kind of we'll fly to like different destinations. It's kind of just at random, kind of whatever's kind of the quickest route. Like if we're going from Portland to Seattle, it's obviously only like a 3-hour drive. So
yeah.
So Brooke, let's take 1 or 2 more questions from viewers. We have a ton of people who are just super excited to have you back on the scene again. Can't wait to see what you're going to be up to next. But we have 2 questions that a ton of people keep asking. One is from Michaela, which I think is a pretty legit question. She wants to know how you look so hot all the time.
Well, wake up, jump in an oven, and
there you have it.
That's the ticket.
Good answer. And a bunch of our ladies want to know, and if you don't want to answer, that's okay. But are you dating anyone?
I am currently.
Sorry, ladies.
All right. Well, I think that was a good note to end on. Can you tell us again where we can follow you for your music?
Yeah, I have you can follow me at Chord Overstreet on Twitter, or at Chord Over on Instagram, and I have a Facebook, Chord Overstreet, and then I'm kind of be posting and giving everybody updates kind of as we go.
If you're in New York, go see the show.
Yeah, if you're in New York and you want to come out to the Rockwood tonight, 8 o'clock.
That's it. All right, guys, make sure to subscribe so you can see all of our videos, and thanks for watching. See you next time.